Constantly shifting through the time-space continuum, Metron's three disciples observe the universe from the Mobius Couch.
I don't mind other guys dancing with my girls. That's fine. I know them all pretty well. But I know sometimes I must get out into the light. Better leave her behind. With the kids, they're all right. The kids are in the Mobius Experience, the Manosphere's #1 podcast across the nation.
You're
What's
doing
up,
it all
bros?
right. Hey, bro.
This is where we talk about getting up early, going to the gym, cold plunge, eating right, don't drink, don't come, journal, passive income, alphas, sigmas, omegas, unite. Bros, I'm your #1 host, Brian Powers.
Man.
Of course, I'm joined by my two hosts, all one word, Millie, Bobby, and Mark Quain. Awesome, one word. What's up?
Oh,
Mark Quain, Billy Bobby, what's up, bro?
So glad to be here. So glad to be here and talk about all the things that are important in life, especially not coming. That's my favorite one.
Best part about
porn's gay. You shouldn't look at porn.
Best part about being an incel is being an incel, because apparently that's great. It's, you know what, now that I say that though, something's off here.
It does seem weird. It does feel
Because the Mobius Couch is a time-space interdimensional vehicle. So let me check that we didn't hit a wrong button or something. Let me, the GPS. The Mobius Couch, a time-space interdimensional vehicle from which your three hosts oversee the world of comic books. Comics. We're back.
Patty didn't have it in him to chant again.
We're back to talk about comics. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to talk about comics. I'm Alessandro, and joining me as usual are Patrick.
What's up, guys?
What's
Patrick?
up?
Hey, Patty.
Straight from the manosphere.
Straight from the man. I mean, I did that joke, but we are just three dudes basically on this podcast. So we do kind of fit into the manosphere, I guess, in that we're very testosterone-y people.
Yeah, but we're not against having women on the podcast. We just don't know anyone that wants to hang out with us and talk about comics. You know?
That's true. Also, we're going to edit all that out. We're going to edit all that out. Okay. So before we get into the meat of the podcast, which today is Something is Killing the Children. But before we get into that, I want to remind everybody, if you like what you hear today on this podcast, we have many more podcasts on our feed. Please subscribe, like our content, like us on YouTube, Instagram, everywhere. So I wanted to get that out of the way. Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts, we're there. Just don't comment. Don't comment because we'll block you. But you can like it and you can subscribe.
It's kind of disgusting how good you are at doing this. For those of you who don't know, I messed up the recording. We're starting over. We only got to this point though, so everything from here is normal, guys. But before that, we were just saying it again.
So if I was going at 1.5 speed and sounded very rehearsed, it's because we have.
It's because we did it. It's because we did it. We did it once.
Okay. So today we're talking about Something is Killing the Children. This is, of course, we've done this before in a previous podcast. We did the initial volumes, the first omnibus, which was 1, 2, 3, and 4.
No, not 4.
No, they just went. 4 is like a flashback, and so they pulled that out of
4 is it just floats in between these two bigger story arcs.
So just trade paperback 1, 2, and 3. We skipped 4 because of the reasons we just said, and today we're going to talk about 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah.
Something is Killing the Children
story arc.
Yep, and the creative team is, of course, the whole creative team is a friend of the podcast because James Tynion the Fourth. Werther, Dell'Edera, and Miguel Muerto did the first volume, so they've been on the podcast before, so they're friends.
That's true.
Of the podcast.
They're friends. They're friends.
A little bit of background. We already did this in the other episode, and I don't really have much more to add other than James Tynion is the Fourth is a famous author who did The Nice House on the Lake for DC Black Label, also did some Batman stuff. He did Something is Killing the Children. He's a multiple Eisner Award winner. Werther Dell'Edera is Italian, fellow Italian, so good for him. I don't have much else to add.
Or bad for him, depending on how much you like or don't like Italians. It's really depending.
We could edit that out. It'll be fine.
The only thing I've added is that Werther and Taylor Momsen are like friends, and Taylor Momsen's a fan of Something's Killing the Children, and she's cosplayed as Erica Slaughter before, and I'm like,
Really? That tracks. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. Okay.
Taylor Momsen, for those of you that don't know, is Jenny Little J from Gossip Girl, and I'm
Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl from 2008. So a lot of you may have not been alive if you were listening.
I'm pretty sure anybody listening to us old men has been alive long enough to have watched Gossip Girl.
Well, maybe she'll be Erica in the Hulu TV show.
I mean, she's
Honestly,
approaching the appropriate age to be her. So I mean,
if she came back, because she hasn't, I don't think she's really acted since Gossip.
I was gonna say, has she really been doing anything? I don't.
She's
feel like
the Pretty
she in a weird band or something.
Yeah, she's in a band called the Pretty Reckless. They're pretty cool.
Okay.
I don't know if she's. I'd rather cast someone like Bobby Millie Brown.
No thanks. No,
from Stranger Things.
No,
all one word, Bobby Millie.
It's Millie Bobby, by the way.
Is it Millie Bobby?
Yeah,
Millie Billy Bobby.
She'd be
Brown.
It's Mark Wayne.
Mark Wayne. Mark Wayne could play the sheriff in every town. Every town has a sheriff, it feels like.
Every town has a sheriff that is just as inept as the last town that Erica Slaughter was in.
Yeah.
Every town Erica goes to has like a young sheriff who's just burnt out already.
This one seems particularly uninterested in.
He starts from the jump. He's just over it. He's like, this isn't my pay grade. I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah,
but,
I was supposed to move 2 years ago, and I never did.
But it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't take him 4 issues to get jaded. He comes in out of the gate.
Yeah,
like this. I don't want to deal with this.
Also, not a good cop, just in general.
No cop is a good cop.
Legitimately not good at his job.
ACAB, none of them are good, but we can talk about that separately in a different.
Well, that's a different topic. That's a different time. Today we're talking about Sitka.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go over kind of overall takes and then get into it. So again, we've done the intro arc. So this is really specific to volume 5, 6, and 7, the duplicitype arc.
Mm-hmm.
Is it duplicity? Is it a French? Is it le duplicity?
Duplicitype. No,
it is duplicitype.
Okay.
I thought it was.
Because last book was Oscura type, the shadow.
Oscura, yeah. I liked that. So a lot of the monsters sort of look like the Obscura types.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed this monster because it was kind of like a new take on a different monster. I guess I'll just give my all takes. I love this story arc so much. It's so good. I love it. Solid writing, solid art, fantastic. I think Werther. Is it Werther? How do you say it properly? No,
I say Werther. It's how Americans say it. It's how an American says it.
I think it's German, so the W is a V. I think it's like
Werther.
I think you're right.
Or something.
He's a little. I wouldn't call it sloppier. It's his style, but he is a little bit more like looser. I think there's a lot less panels that are of the refined type, even for his style in this arc. I think it's like. Maybe it's just speed. He's trying to get the book out or whatever, but like it seems like as the issues went on, he got a little looser and not as tight in some of them. But I don't mind it at all. It's not to a detriment. It's just I noticed it slightly. I was like, interesting. You're getting a little less refined than you used to be. But fantastic. I loved every second of it. The characters kind of take different turns than you would think they would. Kind of throughout, so it doesn't just fall into the tropey roles of like the little girl is immediately on Erica's side and then they fight the monster and the monster's easily defeated. Like, it's just takes some interesting turns to the story arc. It makes it good. And I really appreciated the backstories on a lot of these characters, even though you don't learn a whole lot. But as it goes through, you kind of see a decent chunk of like who these people are. That Erica's touching upon their lives for like a brief period of time, and it's pretty good. Really, really good book. Really liked the arc. Really liked the ending. That's all I shall say for now.
I can go next. I don't have much more to add to what Joe did because I agree with everything. I loved this. I'd forgotten how much I liked this comic between reading the intro arc and this one. Also, I know that recently I've complained a lot about how we only do expository introductory arcs. I loved reading kind of a meatier middle arc because the world builds a lot more. We get to learn more about the houses and how they interact and the politics going on.
Yeah, the Sorting Hat, who founded each of the houses.
To another point Joe made about supporting characters, so I'm going to land this plane, I promise you, but side tangent. I've been watching a show called Hell's Paradise, which is an anime on Crunchyroll, which is a great show generally. But one thing I like about it is how in the first season, within the first 3 episodes, a bunch of people die. Like a bunch of characters die immediately. However, as the rest of the series goes on, the survivors kind of remember the people who died, and you learn more about them and what they mean to the survivors. So like their deaths kind of retroactively gain a lot of emotional depth, which I really like. And they kind of do that in Something is Killing the Children with Aaron, who died in the first arc. And I think her name is Jessica, but Erica's
Jessica,
a mentor. So I like how
mentor.
Yeah, this is doing that same trope of sort of like characters that died early or died before the story started are kind of retroactively filled in with a lot of importance and emotional kind of impact. And I like the effect of that.
The story arc after this delves way more into Jessica and her training and stuff.
So I like that a lot. Dell'Edera's art is great. It's really stylized. It's cool. The color work is amazing. Everything about this is awesome. Like I mentioned in a text thread to you two, it's not the most amazing comic. Like it isn't the most thematically complex or most revealing about life or anything comic ever written, but it's just so readable. It's written in like the narrative composition is so good, and like the end of every issue just wants you to pick up the next issue immediately. Like you cannot. I read each of these trade paperbacks, which are 5 or 6. I think they're 5 issues each, but I read them in like under 30 minutes because I could not put this thing down. It is so perfectly readable. It's a good story. To Joe's point, the ending when we get there is amazing. I love the build up to a certain avenue they're going that they then just switch
yank
out
the
of
rug
it
out from under you,
and, like yank it out completely. This is great. I loved reading this comic. That's my take.
All right. Well, my overall take is the same. I had just glowing reviews for the first time we read this. I think Erica Slaughter as a character, she's like one of the coolest characters I've ever met in my adult life. I'm pretty obsessed with her. So, and I would say if like this was a movie, I would say this sequel would be greater than the original movie. Like this storyline is just like
very well said.
So fantastic.
Very well said. Yes, I agree.
And I think my big thing is having a good villain is really what can elevate a story, especially a comic book story. And they gave us 2 fantastic villains because the monster is something called a duplicitype. And I mean, I won't have too much to say about the art, but the art's great. I agree with you all on that. The duplicitype is drawn like it's terrifying, especially the first few scenes. But then there's this other hunter from the House of Cutter, and she's even more terrifying than the monster. And it's just I loved that, and I loved how her name's Charlotte Cutter, and I loved how Charlotte Cutter and Erica Slaughter, they're like this same character but diametrically opposed as far as why they hunt monsters. Like
what they're doing. What they're doing is the same, and yet their methods are wildly different.
Well, it's just I just like how they're both problems for the Order for different reasons, because Erica will expose the secret for saving people, and Charlotte will expose the secret for murdering people. But at the same time, they're like the 2 best hunters. So it was just, everything was great. Gabby, the little girl, was great. She was way more interesting than James. Ricky, the adoptive mother for
adoptive
Gabby.
Aunt.
And but anyways, I won't ramble. We'll get into all of it. But like, this was fantastic. I fucking like loved it.
Agreed. Can't agree more.
Loved it.
So we're doing 15 issues. So obviously we're not going to go issue by issue like we tend to do. We only do like a 6-issue arc, but so we might jump around a little bit and just to be like, no, I loved this part, but just so you guys know what we're doing when we cover such a large arc. However, like Al was saying, such a fast read. It was like, let's just read this whole chunk and we'll talk about it because it's.
I mean, I think
we couldn't have just read 5 issues of this.
I think we can kind of
5.
treat it. We can pretty much treat it like each trade paperback.
In each volume,
maybe we can focus on the initial part of the arc, and then
I think that's a perfectly fine way of doing it.
And go.
I still want to go literally. I just mean that we won't be like hitting issue by issue, perhaps, but.
Oh, and one little fun fact I read about on the Something is Killing the Children Wikipedia is that we learned in the first episode that the monsters are born out of children's fears. So the shadow monsters are like made up of kids
very common,
afraid of monsters.
Yeah.
Duplicitypes are rooted in the fear of like either a specific person or like humans in general. So I will wonder if that'll get fleshed out more at some point, because it's implied Gabby is the one who summoned this duplicitype.
Yeah, Gabby definitely.
And I wonder what was behind that, unless that was a detail they did retroactively. But I thought that was.
I think it's a detail that they didn't. Well, I mean, we'll talk about the ending when we get there, I guess. But like, there is a point to that. I think with Ricky the ant that I would say is like kind of might come into light later.
Okay.
But as of right now, I don't think I haven't read anything about Gabby coming back. Like how this was created coming back later yet.
I mean, within these issues, actually, as we reread it, maybe we'll see something. But reading it the first time, I didn't. Even given Ricky and Gabby's backstory, nothing stood out as this is maybe why Gabby would a fear of a specific human or something. Would bring that up. I'm not sure.
Oh, also, fucking love Cecilia. I fucking loved Cecilia.
Oh, she had when we get to the end, she had some amazing beats.
Loved her.
Last part of the arc. She's amazing.
There's a lot of good stuff in this.
Yeah.
So the first arc, I mean, the first volume is basically like we meet all the key characters. We meet Gabby and the sheriff right away. She's covered in blood, so her family had just died.
One thing that was funny first reading this is I felt a little bit of deja vu because it kind of started exactly like the first arc started, with kind of a traumatized child and a sheriff, and I was kind
purposeful because it ends almost identically. Like she gets on a bus and drives away, and I was just like,
But it's kind of funny how even though this is its own sort of arc and it's pretty different from the original, it does the kind of 70s Hulk TV show bit.
Yeah, I was going to say Hulk.
Ends the same way of,
I was literally going to mention Bill Bixby music plays as she gets
basically with a duffel
away.
Bag in the bus leaving. But it is funny how the beginning of it is very feels very referential to the original.
That's sort of why I liked this arc, I think, because it feels similar right off the bat, but then it immediately, like we've just kind of mentioned, it kind of shifts very quickly into something that's like not quite the exact same story over again. Like you don't feel like you're just going, oh, another repetitive story where she goes to a town and finds a monster and blah blah blah. Like, so one of the main things that we discover later is that the monsters, the duplicitype, is like way more powerful than she could theoretically handle on her own, and like this would have been a specific type monster that would have brought like a group of white masked killers in to take care of it versus a single black mask character to kill it. Because mostly, if it was done properly or whatever.
And the duplicitype specifically, they talk about how the more it eats, the stronger it gets. And also it
murders very freely through the story arc. It's just
shape shifts, so it's really, I think, difficult for one single black mask to take on. One point about the first two issues, so chapter 21 and 22, which are the first two issues here. I like how they kind of frame, so the beginnings mirror each other. The first issue shows the duplicitype's carnage. And the second issue starts sort of by showing Charlotte Cutter's carnage. Like the same way that the duplicitype murdered Gabi's family, and we're introduced to that. Issue 22 starts with all the people Charlotte Cutter murdered. And, when she was fighting her monster, which I thought was kind of cool, because it's really mirroring, like, they're both monster. It's like, which is the monster? The duplicitype and Cutter both just like murdered a family, and we're introduced to both. I thought that was on Tynion's part like a really chef's kiss way to introduce Charlotte Cutter.
It's introducing both the villains, quote unquote, for the arc was fantastic. I liked meeting Gabby for the first time. I thought she was really interesting as a kid character. It could be, like. I need to stop saying this. We'll talk about it more when we get to the ending, but it doesn't end that way that you would expect. But like they're kind of propping her up to be like, maybe this will be the kid that Erica takes under her wing. Right, and like kind of becomes the next like Black Mask Padawan kind of character.
She's a total badass.
She's
like,
the
her
badass.
family, awesome. Like her family was murdered in front of her. Like she's seen like her grandmother's literally ripped in half. Like,
and then her mom and sister are like ripped in shreds. Like as she gets further back into the.
But her first line is, "I want a lawyer." She's in the back of the cop car saying, "I want a lawyer." Like she's already
which is
like,
smart. Smart.
She's like a fucking monster. I'm the only person there. A fucking monster killed everybody. No one's gonna believe me. I don't want to talk to the cops. Like, I want a lawyer. Like, she just so different from James from this first.
Yeah, and the thing too is Tynion, I think writes Tynion. I don't know how to pronounce it, but Jimmy. Let's call him Jimmy.
Little Jimmy.
Jimmy writes Gabi really well because there's the version of this where she's brave to the point of stupid and like puts herself in danger and causes problems for Erica and everyone else because she's, too
kind
out
of headstrong.
there.
Yeah.
But Tynion really writes her in a good way where she does just seem brave and still somewhat level-headed. And even though she does,
she just doesn't trust
she
anybody.
does believe the octopus.
It's not like she's doing it almost to be like an idiot kid. It's like she just doesn't trust anyone else at this point. Like she's like, I don't believe you. I'm going to do what I think is right.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a version of it where she's annoyingly.
100%. Yeah.
Annoyingly like too brave and puts herself in too much danger. But Tynion does a good job of sort of. There is the one time when she trusts the octopus and kind of that causes problems, but she's generally like just pretty level-headed and just brave and kind of wants to do what she can to avenge her family. And I just liked her character a lot. He did a really good job of not falling into that pitfall of making her like too annoying,
Well, I liked how it was she was, I think dealing with a situation as a writer where it's a child who's seen their family like brutally murdered and still making them the main character that has dialogue and not someone who's just like shell-shocked and like
and traumatized.
Right. Like he did a good job of her being brave, but then she'd break down like constantly and start, bawling her eyes out and stuff like that. So it just kind of made sense that she'd make these risky decisions because she's out of her mind because her whole family was murdered and she's been, saddled with her dead aunt's ex-girlfriend who doesn't give a shit about her.
Well, that's why she might make a good Black Mask trainee.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
When the sheriff is like, I know you didn't do it. You're not in trouble. I just need you to describe what you saw to me so I can stop this person before anybody else dies. And that's when she starts crying even more in the car. And she just says, I want a fucking lawyer again. Because she knows if she even starts to describe what she saw, like it's just, she's going to be like, that guy's going to think I'm fucking crazy. And then I killed my family, Real quick, although this is brief, there's little art beats throughout. So like we can hit, but two of them are very quick back to back in this first issue. Is the sheriff's has a quick flashback. And it's very dark and black and white and noir and like kind of, and that's it. And there's only 3 panels of it. But then really quickly you see Gabby's flashback memory, and it's very like colorful and pastel colored and different. And it's all the flashbacks have like scratchy outlines, so it's a flashback. But I liked how it was like each distinct person has a different flashback. Ricky later on has a flashback of her and Gabby's sister or aunt or mom. I don't know.
I think it's aunt.
Yeah, mom. I don't know, man. But
it's her aunt. Yeah, that's right.
Well, she's dead. I don't know. Anyway, so she has a flashback to her, and that also has a different tone and like style to it. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. How like each of the characters has their own flashback type of art that accompanies it, kind of thing. And we don't mention this enough, but like the lettering is fantastic. I don't know if this is the art and this is Werther, but when she screams "fuck you,"
yeah,
and that's not the only time that happens, but like that's one of the that's so awesome. Like it's so kinetic, and there's like little lightning bolts coming off everything. The fuck you is overlaid on top of her drawing of her, and like she's screaming and she's emotional, and like it's just amazing. I fucking love it.
I will say the adults really lecture her a lot. Like,
well, she's a kid, Patrick. Kids aren't smart.
I know. Her family was just fucking murdered in front of her, and Ricky and Carter are like, "You better fucking grow up right now and fucking act your age."
Well, she did kick his stool out from under him and smack his head onto the bar. He's not a good cop.
He's not a good cop.
He's not, but
he's not good at what he does.
He's out of his depth. I also want to call out the first glimpses we get of the duplicitype. I think are really creepy because he looks like this kind of out of shape, like paunchy man, just carrying a dead body. Like in the crook of his arm, he's got this dead body. And
it looks like it's a malformed human. Like it's not quite it's like a stick figure, but walking around.
Yeah. And then as she looks closer, the shoulder opens sort of in a Venus flytrap like thing. And there's just a giant eyeball looking. I think it's a cool design
it's a really cool design. I love this monster for many reasons, but that is also one of them.
I was disappointed when it changes shape later on.
I know, and obviously it's like I don't know. You almost wanted it to be still gross and scary looking. When it changes shape into Erica later, you're just like, all right, well, I like it, but it's not as
let's transition to the second monster we meet, because this is also pretty cool. So again, the beginning of the second issue is Charlotte Cutter in the UK, sort of in the aftermath of a monster hunt, it seems. And we just see there's all these, these dead bodies with their eyes pinned open, like their little like little sewing pins around their eyes. And
for me,
not just like peeled back and pinned back, like cut open and pinned back, not just like their eyeballs are just pinned open. It's like she cut them slowly, and there's little like flaps pulled back from their mouths,
like the Joker,
to make it look like they're smiling. It's so fucked up. Anyway,
which for me, that was like a really good way of demonstrating that she is the bigger monster, because the duplicitype is like a predator, just eating for sustenance.
It's just eating kids,
And Cutter is like a masochist that gets off on torturing, because she was at this house to kill a monster, and she killed the monster, and then she went ahead and killed the family and mutilated their bodies.
She killed all the rest of the children, and the children she was there to save, she murdered because they wouldn't stop screaming and crying after seeing their family die. So she was like, they just wouldn't shut up. I had to shut them up. Now they're happy, right? And the guy's like, oh yeah, they are.
And she's also, she's setting a tea service for two that she's having with her little dolly.
And the dolly also has all the pins in it, so it's very clear who was the one putting the pins in all the children. It's not. It doesn't take you long to realize it's her. That's fucking.
And she has the little doll, just like Erica has the octopus doll, which houses the spirit of her monster. Charlotte has Dolly. I guess we'll get more into it later, but it's also interesting because Erica and the octopus have a very like conflict-based relationship. They're much at odds. And Charlotte and her Dolly are like, she's like very dependent on Dolly. But
she's also
very different relationship.
Dominant on it though. Like it's not like it has any freedom or will to manipulate her at all. Like she's just like.
But why would she? Charlotte murders all the kids
to it. That's true. It's really been like, well, you're just doing my work through me, through you.
Doing the things the monster would do anyway. So why would they have any conflict?
That's true. I like the initial conversation between Gabby and Erica because it just doesn't go well. Like Erica's trying to like do what she normally does and kind of bond with the kid and kind of get the kid on board, with like figuring out where the monster is so she can kill this monster before it gets too strong. The same thing she's been doing. Well, so we found out it's been a year since she like left. So whatever the flashback of Volume 4 entails, or like the story arc of Volume 4 that we're not reading.
No, I think the story arc of Volume 4.
Year.
Volume 4 is like when she was first recruited into the order.
Yeah, so it's like almost like So we find out she's been doing this for a year now, though. Is the point? Like it's been a year since the original story arc. So she's been going to random towns and doing her job, even though she's not supposed to be doing her job, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is kind of an important note to hit.
And then, so as Gabi and Erica talk, another cool thing
it's Gabby. Stop saying Gabi.
It's Gabi. She's Hispanic, isn't she?
Gabby.
Am I making that up? Or no, she's Native American. Okay, Gabby. She'll be Gabby.
I don't
Take it
know.
back.
I was saying Gabby.
Oops.
You just make it. Well, I mean, we've made like 3 Harry Potter jokes, and all I hear is Dobby when you say that. Like she's a little elf.
Dobby.
She's an elf
Okay.
though that's got a sock.
But one cool thing, we mentioned this last episode, but one thing I really like about Erica is Zen isn't the right word, but she just rolls with punches. You know, like if something happens, she's just like, okay, take me in. Or like, I guess I'll go to jail now.
Yeah.
It's weird. She has a real
Even when
control.
when Gabby and her don't get along right away, she's like, all right, well, I'm out.
Yeah,
You know, like this
I don't know
tack isn't working. I'm going to try a different tack. You know, like
it's
she
a
immediately
weird,
shifts gears and goes to the.
But she's
she
not
goes to the scene of the
exactly-
crime.
But she's not exactly passive in Zen. It's a weird, like, alpha strength, but also just understanding where the limit of her control is and just accepting where it isn't, and then exerting it where she can.
It's almost like she's incredibly efficient at her job and just goes, this isn't working, moving on to the next track. You know, just immediately shifts gears and goes to the next thing.
That's a good word for it. It's efficient because she sees that, you know, if this isn't going well, okay, I'll just go down this road. But then as soon as she's able to exert,
first I try the kid, that's not working out. Then I'm going to go to the crime scene.
Then she goes.
And I get arrested, but I'm just going to roll with it because I'm going to have to deal with the sheriff eventually. So like, it's just like everything she does just flows right into the next thing she's doing.
Yeah, which is great. It's kind of it's sort of like a more violent version of the Benicio del Toro character in One Battle After Another. I feel like it's, you know, I feel like it's kind of like relaxed and go with the flow, like, but she's the more violent version of like, okay, now I will take my knives out and stab
opening trap doors, letting people escape.
Just a few beers. Yeah, just a few beers.
Just a few beers.
Just a few beers.
She even passes, like she goes to the sheriff's office to like, I guess because once she can't get anything out of the kid, she's immediately at the sheriff's office. She passes the sheriff on her way out, and he just goes, "What the?" And then she immediately goes to the crime. Like she got what she wanted out of. She like pretended to be part of the press, and then like immediately left.
Well, didn't she pretend to be part of Vox Media or some shit? Like not real press. You know, she tried to be part of like millennial.
Oh, I think she just said something
press.
like to the whatever deputy was at the desk. I think she was just like, "I'm part of the press. Tell me what about the murders. Thanks. See you later." And then that's it.
Well, it's also easy for them though because the press isn't like I guess because the order quashes these stories. So like the sheriff is like she's the first person from the press to even like attempt to write a story.
Yeah, he's kind of confused as to why, even though they're in a little town in the middle of nowhere, he's still confused why no one's calling or helping. They keep calling like field offices of like, you know, state police officers and stuff like that to like get help to come down, and no one's returning their calls. And,
But Erica does get caught because she tries to sneak into the scene of the crime that night, and Gabby is at Ricky's place, which is across the street. So she sees her go in, and they call the cops, and then Erica gets taken in.
So I thought it was interesting. So she puts the octopus down, right, and kind of discussing her story arc.
Octopus, by the way, maybe I like Cecilia a lot. The octopus is maybe my 3rd or 4th favorite character.
I mean, it's up there. It's definitely up there.
I just love how at every moment he's just like, "Oh yeah, I mean, you will all probably die, and I hope you do." But he's just, I love how he's the best.
But when she leaves him on the ground, it's almost like, well, one, it's the last panel of an issue, so you're kind of like, "Oh no, she left the octopus. What the fuck does that mean?" You know, and it does kind of fuck up a little bit later, but like nothing crazy, but. So it's left on this moment of like, oh shit, she left her octopus behind. Like that's not.
But
good,
I love how immediately the octopus, as soon as Gabby finds it, the octopus says, "How can I lead this little girl to her?"
Yes, instantaneously.
He's like, "What can I do?"
The octopus is by itself. Like that's not going to be good. But
and even in moments when Erica says things like, "Don't listen to the octopus, he's evil," the octopus just says that, I hope you all die.
It's funny too because it's like her not having the octopus in her bag almost helps her at the police station later, even though she has a shitload of knives in her bag. It's like the line from fucking Dark Knight when Commissioner Gordon's like, "Nothing in his pockets but knives and lint." Like, you know, like she's in the police station with the sheriff, and he's just like, "You got a lot of knives." She's like, "It's dangerous out there." If she had a little stuffed octopus in her backpack too, he would have been like, "You're insane, right?"
Yeah,
you know, like
weird.
It would have, you know.
Well, I like how the little how his little zipper mouth is like half open half the time when he's talking.
Yeah,
like he's talking to the side of his mouth. He's adorable. I listen to him.
I like the physical aspect of being able to zip his mouth shut so he can't talk to her.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
I don't
it's
know if
clearly
I
like
would
a
listen to
homemade
it. I'm not
stuffed
sure.
animal like she created. The next issue is, I mean, not that we're going issue by issue, but we do touch with Gary, old Big Gary,
Big Gary.
old or
Big
big?
Gary.
Big Gary.
Big
Big.
Gary.
He is old, but he's Big Gary.
He's a retired Azure mask,
And he's
they're
another
like
one of those Hell's
tech
Paradise like
guys.
characters I mentioned, where he dies right. You kind of introduced to him, and then he dies. But it is just through the rest of the arc, you kind of get more and more ideas.
You feel
of
the
why he
weight of
mattered,
him.
You know
being
why he
gone.
mattered and what he meant to Erica and Cecilia too. Honestly,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gary's death is actually really important, but it's only through the eyes of like the characters that knew and loved him that we understand that. Because at first you're just like, it's Gary. It seems like he's just like, so that's when we find out that it's been a year. So it's like he's been helping her the entire time because she calls him from the police station and she's like, hey, what? I didn't get arrested again, you know, kind of thing. And he's like, all right, I'll get you out of it. Also, you should probably have some research. Or she goes, can you help me with a duplicitype? And he's like, what am I just going to check the books out from the library? They're going to notice that, you know, kind of thing. And she's like, just do it. And he's like, all right, fine.
So I have two questions there.
It's kind of a fatherly daughter situation going on.
Well, my first
between him
is,
and Jessica being being Erica's kind of like pseudo father and mother.
Yeah. Well, so first comment. So Gary is an ex-blue bandana, and blue bandanas are the IT of the
the Azures. Yeah.
But like the library comment, how have they not digitized all of their catalog?
Right. You can't do that. No.
It'll be found.
It's got to be a order like restriction that you cannot.
Can you imagine? But I think it's a real.
Well, that's why they have this giant support network. It's not like they're out on their own.
But imagine, rather than that giant support network, if you digitized everything and fed it to an LLM like ChatGPT or a high-level Claude model, it could do all their job for them. You wouldn't need all the blue.
It'd be funny.
You don't need all these guys.
It'd be like, Erica, you can kill a duplicitype by stabbing it in the heart with a wooden stake. When she does that, nothing happens. Like, yes, you're right. I was wrong about that. Those are vampires.
I was wrong about that. I didn't.
That'd be hilarious.
I misspelled the monster type when I was looking.
I actually don't know what a duplicitype is. I just made up that answer so you wouldn't ask me anything else.
Yeah, that would be funny. It's like that didn't work in ChatGPT. You're absolutely right, Erica. That didn't work. Just because it's like, well,
would you like 10 other ways to kill a duplicitype that I don't know will work or not?
Yeah. Also, here's an ad for a luxury watch if you want.
Yeah.
It's interesting. The conversation with Erica and the sheriff is interesting when getting herself free. I mean, because it's just. He's very trusting. I mean, it's not, and I don't think it's just because he's an idiot. I think, like, she has this way. Well, it's not just that. I said it's not just that he's an idiot. She has this way of like talking to people that like makes them believe her, sort of, even when she.
Well,
would you believe someone? Would you believe someone who looked at you like that? I would not believe that person with one wide eye staring at you. I don't trust that.
When she does the fake smile, when she tries to smile at him to like establish trust, that's like one of my favorite panels of the entire story arc. She's like,
know, it's great.
You can trust me.
Yeah, everything's fine here.
I would not. If someone came in with emo hair and just one giant eye, I would not trust that person. Like, that's not.
I did we talked about this in the first episode. We did this. Like, the eyes of the hunters are all crazy, and they call her Big Eyes. The Gabby and Ricky call her Big Eyes. I'm like, does something happen to their eyes when they become part of the order? Where
Charlotte has blood, colors? Like red eye.
Yeah, so does Cecilia.
Yeah, they all have different colors.
And Cecilia.
I'm not sure they've touched upon like if the coloring means anything, like a lightsaber blade.
Yeah,
I don't think it does, but like some eyes turn red, some turn bright blue. Hers are bright green. You know, like I don't know.
Gary, because Gary's are yellow. I think Aaron's were red. Aaron's were red, right?
I think they were kind of orangey, if I remember correctly. Less blood red than Cutter's for sure.
But they definitely order people have weird eyes for sure.
Yeah, but I don't. But none of them have big. I mean, Erica's eyes are specifically large though. I don't think their eyes get like large and crazy. I think they just have like colored irises. But
well, I wonder if
other people see it. I think, is it just for us, like the reader? Like, do other people see the colors? Because like I feel like
they must see it. They must see.
They must not, is what I would say, because everything would be like so fucking crazy. If someone came up with glowing green eyes, I'd be like, "What the fuck?"
But
it has nothing to do with how big their eyes are.
Doesn't
Maybe
Gabby or
kids.
someone describe her as like with the giant eyes or like
Yeah,
She
staring
just says
out?
big eye. She doesn't say
Big
anything
eyes.
about the color though. Maybe
A
the
lot of
kids.
think
Well, the
it's-
kids can see the monsters, so maybe the kids can see
Yeah.
the colors. Yeah, I don't know. But like the adults never seem to react. Like when Charlotte Cutter walks up with like blood red eyeballs, like it's not like the guy's like, "You look untrustworthy." He's like, "All right."
That
I
so
don't.
that is one thing. We're getting to the next volume, but when Charlotte arrives and says like I'm with the feds, there is no form of ID she could show me that would make me believe her.
I know.
She's got thin wolf eyes with glowing red, and she just looks and says like there is
She
nothing
looks
she could show that would make me
pure
believe
evil.
that she is. Yes.
I love when she. Just a quick aside. I do love when she murders the loudmouth
Yeah.
asshole on the plane for no reason.
I was
And she's
fine
like,
with
"You can
that.
clean this up, right, Cecilia?" And she like wipes her bloody hand on her white shirt. She's like, "Yes, I can."
I will say to backtrack for just 1 second, Ricky is entrusted by the sheriff to take care of Gabby, whose family they just think was murdered by a serial killer. And Ricky is like, I got to go to work, bitch. You got to stay here by yourself in my apartment.
Yeah.
Like, what? The serial killer could still be out there looking for her. You're going to leave her
Also,
by
like,
herself?
what kind of sheriff is just like, I don't know. She's close to family. Just stay with her. Like,
I
wouldn't
know.
you keep the kid at the police station or something? Like, I understand you don't want to like toss her into the system, but like, keep her with some cops. Like, basically anyone could. It could have been her that murdered the fucking family. Is my point.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't. He just immediately trusts everybody. It's insane. The guy's the worst cop. Anyway, just duplicity strikes again. Murder some small children.
So another one point I wanted to make here is scumbag husband. We get that
Scumbag husband.
Of the parent of the two kids in the pool.
Yeah.
But B, this little pool scene kind of reminded me of, well, there's a lot of this, but I don't know if you ever saw Let the Right One In. There's kind of a pool scene where kids
Never
are pool
seen
people
either.
die. I don't know if you've ever seen the DYE fantasy video where a tentacled monster kills a bunch of kids at a pool. It's all animated. It's pretty great, but that reminded me of that. Scary pools at night. It's The Faculty has pools at night.
So that's one thing we kind of need to mention. That's
pools at night.
Sort of a big part of the story arc. They're not just pools; they're hot springs, and this area is like known for having hot springs. And then,
so I googled it. New Mexico does have hot springs.
Well, yeah.
So touche, James Tynion. Touche.
That's like being like it's set in Colorado, and there's supposedly mountains everywhere.
It's terrifying.
At any rate, they have these hot springs, and that's what's drawing the monster. So the monster killed like warm children basically from the hot springs. So it was like, oh, I have a taste for that. So it's seeking out hot-blooded children that are to murder. So these kids are in a hot spring, and like when their parents are in the hotel room, and that's why it like seeks them out to kill them, which is horrifying. But also kind of plays in later. Like that becomes a thing. It likes warm meat, guys. You know, it likes to eat warm. It likes to eat. It's like it likes its meals cooked. Anyway, Gabby finds the octopus, and then that starts her down this dumb trail of listening to the octopus monster.
Yeah. Also, I love the octopus.
There to help her.
I always read his lines in like a very level-headed, like, "What the fuck? Who's there? I'm here, Gabby. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Just like hi. Follow me. Like I'll help you out." And then it's
Eric Cartman voice.
It's not far from here.
Hello.
The thing that killed your family.
And then
how do you know? It's just finished eating. I can smell its prey. Like fuck. So in this issue, also Erica meets Ricky for the first time and has a conversation with her, and Ricky also tells her to fuck off. And like they immediately aren't jiving at all. It's not working. So her like fourth track of like maybe I can go down this way doesn't work at all either, and it only works because Gabby's in danger, and they're like, fuck, let's go. He's like, if you want her to live, you need to come with me. That's it. Like I can help.
Also, like Ricky's a better sheriff than the sheriff because the sheriff just immediately bought that she was press, and Ricky's like, name one fucking thing you've published. Can I Google it?
Like,
what is your name?
Yeah.
And she's like, get the fuck out of my bar.
She's like, listen, I used to be able to do this. you would have been able to Google anything I told you, and it would have been there. But unfortunately, I don't have those resources anymore. So you just have to trust me, which does not work very well. Also, I really love Gabby's conversation when Erica gets on the phone and she's like, what do you mean? That's my octopus, and it's a bad octopus. She's like, I don't know you, so I'm hanging up. Like, it's so quick. Gabby's just like, fuck off the second time.
I also want to talk about the interactions. So when Charlotte Cutter gets to the House of Slaughter HQ and she talks to Cecilia and the dragon. So first of all, Cecilia is in like 39-inch heels. I don't know. Fucking as high.
Love her.
Cecilia like knows what she's doing.
Also, just
She
like
knows what she's
to Werther. I just everyone's. I love the wardrobe on everybody. I'm obsessed with Erica's fucking clothes. The tank top and the jacket and the black pants and Cecilia's.
Well, everyone wears kind of form-fitting.
Cecilia's
form-fitting shirts.
The coat that Cecilia's in when she shows up in New Mexico. I'm just fucking obsessed with.
Yeah, it's good. It's
so
also
many,
realistic too.
Yeah,
it's not like because like Gabby's walking around in like a t-shirt that doesn't fit her the whole time because she doesn't have any of her clothes because it's at like her house, or whatever. It's just like stuff like that. I'm like, that's cool. I like all those.
But I also like the interactions of kind of the older dragon sort of letting Charlotte run wild and letting her do what she needs, and you can just see Cecilia sort of like chafing and
a little bit
angry.
Not quite yet, but a little bit. Yeah.
But no, well, I think in this scene, because Charlotte Cutter is like she's left the order after Archer's Peak, which is this first storyline. And as Joe mentioned, it's been a year, and I think Eric has killed 8 monsters since then. So Charlotte's like, well, clearly somebody inside the organization's helping her.
Is helping her, yeah.
And I think Cecilia already knew it was Gary.
It's Cecilia. Well, if she didn't already know, I think maybe she put it together in that moment and went, fuck. It's Gary. And she like kind of thing. Like, I don't know if she like knew, but like maybe she was like, shit.
So Cecilia tried to kind of quash that entire line of thinking. But, it goes
there's also a complete lack of respect from Charlotte Cutter with the dragon, and I think that's a one little bit too where Cecilia's like, all right, I can understand you not respecting me in my position within our house because it's not even your house, but you come here and you just like talk to our dragon like that, like it's nothing, and like take his candy without asking. Little dumb nuances of like her being disrespectful to the dragon and the order in general, I think kind of made Cecilia be like, not sitting well with me, but all right.
Well, that's what I kind of like the politics of it, because I feel like the House of Slaughter is in a weakened position compared to like the House of Cutter because they have no black masks, and their one last black mask has gone rogue, and she's being a prick to the dragon. I feel like she's very much treating them like they're a second tier house compared.
Not that a black mask isn't a rare thing to come across in the wild, I suppose, of like being in this business and like coming across somebody that is capable of being a black mask or has the right temperament or whatever, all the characteristics that they look for, I'm sure is rather rare. However, it's like really it's a little strange to me that they don't have some sort of backup in play. Like they're not training 2 or 3 of them at a time. They're just training one.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's probably that rare to find the starting.
And maybe it is. Maybe it's like, and obviously it doesn't always work out, but like, they put all their eggs in one basket, so to speak, with Erica, and it's kind of fucking them over. And it's like they've lost status as a house because their black mask is like off the reservation, so to speak. And then like, I don't know. It's interesting.
Well, there may be more
politics of that part.
Yeah, I mean, Charlotte is talking to that one the white mask. I forgot her name actually.
Maxine.
Maxine.
She's training to be a black mask.
Yeah, and so she's kind of pushing, intimating and pushing, like, why don't you, you could be a black mask kind of thing. Also, later we found out Cecilia was previously a black mask.
She was a black mask,
right, and then switched to white. So. Yeah, I don't know the politics involved there, but it does seem like it's rare to find someone with a talent to be a black mask for sure.
Because Maxine, the one driving Cutter, I think she has her own spin-off book called, I think it's the Book of Slaughter. It's about her transitioning from being a white mask to a black mask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right.
Hold real quick. This volume wraps up with the Duplicity murdering some kids, and Gabby's there, and it gets crazy.
Yeah, because the octopus is like, hey, why don't we go find that monster for you?
I love this panel of the Duplicity like ripping open the children and hearing Gabby in the bushes, and it's like turning its head and it's like whipping blood around, and you're like, that is horrifying. It's horrifying. like the eyeball mouth thing in its gut, and then like it's also using its head as an entire mouth to like just disgusting.
Yeah. It's very Demogorgon.
It's also a vagina.
Well, I also like
look at this panel here. Yeah.
The Gilgamesh vagina is 3 feet long and full of razor sharp teeth.
It would be madness.
You mentioned that. By the way, Al mentioned that in our text thread, and I said, what vaginas have you been around?
Some exciting ones. Some very exciting
with teeth, and an eyeball inside.
Yeah.
Anyway, Erica comes out of nowhere and beats the crap out of it, which is amazing. She cuts it, but she beats the crap out of it, but at the same time also gets hit. But you know,
the other thing I want to mention is with that same theme of the parallel streams of Charlotte Cutter as a monster and the Duplicitype as a monster.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we're done with the Duplicitype event, Charlotte calls Erica, and we get a view of Charlotte torturing and killing Big Gary.
Yeah.
So again, it just keeps kind of 1-to-1. Tynion really 1-to-1 slaps it in your face, kind of that. These are twin monsters almost working together against Erica, like very much in sync at attacking. The Duplicitype attacked Erica directly. Charlotte Cutter is attacking Erica through her connections. And this is the first time we really get introduced to Charlotte Cutter's shoulder and upper arms. she wears kind of like a tube top where like the top of her is bare, and
she's very Madonna. She's like the Madonna era, like during Die Another Day when she was all jacked.
She is jacked. Also, she wears her black mask with the teeth.
I
like a daredevil. She puts it upside down across her eyes like a lady daredevil kind of.
Well, I think the whole house. I think the whole house of Cutter wears their bandanas like that.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that look. Yeah. In fact, there's a really cool cover that Dell'Edera did, which is like a split screen of Erica and Charlotte. And Erica has the mask over her mouth.
We'll get to that. It's in the next volume.
Over her eyes. But it's a great cover of the
I love this panel, and I every time, because Ricky's watching the fight, and I love the panel of Erica's just getting her arm crunched, but it's just her floating up in the air, like limply by her arm, and while it's getting eaten, and there's blood splattering. But like Ricky's watching it going, what the fuck? Like she knows something's happening, but she's also kind of going like,
yeah.
Well, they did it a little bit more in the first main story arc, but like I love those little beats of like the monster's invisible to certain people. So every once in a while you get a panel where the monster's invisible and Erica's just getting hit, and they're like, what the hell? Like, and they can't keep track of what's going on. It's great. Yeah, we're wrapping up with this volume, and it ends with Gary's murder. So she calls on Gary's phone. She calls Erica, and Erica's like, clinging to life in the car with the kids. I call it kid and the aunt, Ricky. And basically she's like, you better not hurt Gary. She's like, oh, Gary's gone. Like kind of thing. I'm coming for you. You better get ready. Kind of thing. It's pretty horrifying.
All the interactions between Erica and Cutter, and between Cutter and Cecilia, and between Cecilia and Erica are all just like perfect to me. That triangle of interactions.
Yeah, pretty solid.
Okay, volume. Yeah, we're on volume 6 now.
It's classic Act 2. It just ramps the fuck up. This is what this one is about.
Yeah, so this one I'm gonna level with everybody. I read this one fast because there's a lot of flashbacks like about Ricky and Gabby's aunt and things like that I just skipped completely. So this one went by very fast for me because I just focused on kind of the action.
It puts the only reason the flashback, the constructive reason I would say that flashback is there is to kind of get you to understand where Ricky's head is at.
Why Ricky is
where she's at.
Yeah, protective of Gabby. Sort
well,
of.
And
other than
but also resents her sort of in a weird way. I don't know. There's like a lot of like weird kind of like weight behind how they treat each other, and it's all kind of derived from this like relationship she had with Gabby's aunt.
Well, it seems
what was the relationship there? I don't even remember.
Aunt. It was Gabby's aunt that died from cancer when Gabby was really little.
And her dying of cancer obviously fucked Ricky up too, but also fucked Gabby up a little.
But also like it's kind of implied that Gabby, at least Gabby's grandmother, is very religious. Like it didn't seem like they're very accepting of homosexuality.
They're not. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Ricky being the next door neighbor, and then the aunt dying of cancer. Like, who knows if the grandmother was like, God is smiting you for your, sinful ways type thing.
Because that's how God works. Straight people never get cancer.
Nope, ever, never, ever. If they do, it's from a vaccine that a gay person created, probably.
Yep. Gay Dr. Fauci made the vaccine that killed this person.
The first issue kind of deals with, you kind of see a lot of Ricky's family, which is kind of pointless. There's not a whole lot other than they're watching over Gabby while they're running around doing other stuff. But I think the main beat in the first issue is kind of, well, one, Erica's recovering from her fight with the duplicitype. And then two, so she's just laying in a back room, like bleeding, trying not to bleed out kind of thing. And then she's also having a long conversation with the octopus. And Gabby kind of overhears a lot of it. And I don't think there's much reason to it other than for Gabby to start to trust Erica. Like, it seems like hearing the way that Erica responds to the octopus and goes like, well, I'm not going to, she's like, the octopus is like, you need to get the fuck out of here. You're going to die. Like, this isn't going to work out for you. You're going to die, like blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, well, yeah, but I can't leave because I'm not leaving them. I'm not leaving the kid. I know Charlotte Cutter's on the way, if not here already. I know the monster is too much for me to handle. I get all of that. I still can't leave because Gabby's here and blah, blah, blah. And more kids could die, kind of thing. And the octopus is like, oh, you fucking idiot. We should leave right now, kind of thing. And I think having Gabby overhear that conversation is kind of what draws her and Erica closer together, throughout the rest of the story arc. So aside from that, like, this issue doesn't have a whole lot of substance there. It's just like that trust is built,
Well, in this to get away from specific issues, but in this volume, to me, the three big story beats I took out of it were A, Charlotte manipulating the duplicitype to her means.
Yes.
B, 100%. The Charlotte and Erica interactions in the sheriff's department. And then C, the conversation between Cecilia and the dragon. Those were, to me, the big story beats.
100%, yeah. Let's talk about Charlotte and Erica. And their
sure. So Charlotte, like we mentioned, I guess we didn't directly say, but we kind of intimated. Charlotte gets to New Mexico and talks to the sheriff's department and basically says, I'm with Interpol. I'm the U.S. Interpol. Trust me. Right. And even though she looks like if the big bad wolf were a redheaded woman, like she looks evil.
I'd be like, what the fuck? What is U.S. Interpol? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I would.
What are you talking about?
And later, Interpol? Erica says, call and like confirm to an office. Like I could talk to 30 people who tell me Charlotte is trustworthy, and I would not trust. She looks evil. She looks insane.
It's almost like the sheriff's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, she looks crazy. But she does manipulate the sheriff's department, and they separately. I don't remember the exact sequence of events, but they separately get Erica.
The sheriff pressures Ricky to bring Erica.
To bring Gabby and Erica.
In, So that's the whole point. And then meanwhile, as we've kind of discussed, Charlotte has other plans for the duplicitype. The way, first of all, Charlotte captures a small child, sticks it in a fucking hot spring, and lures the monster towards her.
Yes,
like a fucking lunatic.
Yes,
and then watches as the kid just gets shredded. And then she's like, let it. And her little dolly is like, now's the time. Because they're,
I know.
Basically, they have this weird plan with mirrors to make it like turn into.
No,
Erica,
but the best part is
further complicate things for Erica, which is great.
Her creepy doll says, "Now's the time. Let's go." And Charlotte says,
and she's like, "No, let it eat a little bit, And then the doll's like, "No, we have to do it now while it's like enraged or whatever." And she's like, "Oh, fine," and like props up the mirrors or whatever. So. Charlotte Cutter kind of transforms the duplicitype to purposefully to like make a form to figure out what form it's going to take, and it takes the form of whatever harmed it the most, apparently. So that's why
it takes
Erica,
the form of what it fears.
It becomes Erica.
Yeah, because it takes the form of what it fears, and because Erica attacked it or sort of harmed it, it takes that form. Although it has a giant eyeball in the belly, like, it didn't really look like Eric. It looks.
I mean,
it would eventually look more and more.
Eventually, as it gets more powerful, it will become more and more human looking and hard to.
Because they were saying that, like,
which becomes an important story.
A duplicity, if it keeps eating, it becomes so like adults can see it, and it learns how to talk, and it can like mimic the person like perfectly. And
it can swap apparently. I mean, we don't spoilers. We don't get to see it get that far. But if it kept going, it could have started taking on the form of whoever was around it whenever it wanted to.
And actually, I don't know if
on whim.
Yeah, and I don't know if you all know, but that's actually Stephen Miller's backstory. That's how
why he would
Stephen Miller.
I don't know why he would
that became a human. Yeah, I don't know if you knew that.
Don't know why he would choose to look like that. He's not a very good duplicity. I would have chosen.
Well, it's the thing that scares. It's the thing that scares the duplicity.
He became what he feared most. Yeah, and he turned into that. Okay,
oh man.
Anyway, our dials are off. Back to the manosphere.
Yeah.
The police scene.
It's great.
Charlotte happens to not be there because she's doing this shit with the duplicitype, so she's not around when Erica first gets turned in and arrested. Sheriff immediately arrests Erica, which is based off of Charlotte Cutter going like, she's dangerous, and holding up a piece of paper with her face on it. But so she gets arrested. Ricky and Gabby get stuck in some other room, and they're just like, let's just get the fuck out of here. And then she's like, fine. And Ricky goes to open the door, and she's like, fuck, he did lock us in here. So they're like locked in and they can't leave. And then, which is foreboding as fuck, because Charlotte's on her way back, and you're just like, oh fuck, here it comes. And I love one of my favorite Charlotte Cutter parts ever is just when she's like, oh, so that's Erica Slaughter, and she goes dunk and puts her fucking two-way gloves like a lunatic. And it's just like, she's like, oh, look at Erica Slaughter in there. Anyway, she's dangerous as fuck. Anyway, you go and talk to her. This is very interesting.
Well, no, so earlier,
amazing.
When she first walks into the sheriff's office, she kind of puts her bag down in the middle of the sheriffs and goes, hello, boys. And immediately you go, oh, they're all dead.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't show you, but you just, like, oh,
when they are. That's the best part. So she literally murders everybody out in the lobby, and then like there's like 5 cops out there. She murders them all, and then walks back to the interrogation area where Erica is. And like, but you don't see it, so you don't know for sure if that's what happened. But But then but when the next issue, when Erica is let out, and then like kind of thing, and they're walking out, she basically is like, cover Gabby's eyes, and Gabby's like, fuck off, kind of thing. They're walking out, there's just dead bodies everywhere. There's like blood shit sticking out of people's eyes. It's horrifying.
But I like the beats too between the two of them, because as Charlotte is kind of taunting Erica basically says like, I'm not going to be a part of this.
She's like, would you just fucking kill me? Like,
and then Charlotte,
I'm not doing this.
Yeah, and then Charlotte smacks her own face and says, well, I'm going to go hide and say, you killed everyone who's dead outside. And Erica goes, oh fuck, I just like how even though Erica tries to stay out of it, Charlotte is just such a horrible, evil, manipulative person.
It's not even that she wants to stay out of it. She's just like, if you're here to murder me, then just fucking murder me. Like, I'm not.
But she's not. She's here to toy with it. She's like a cat messing with a mouse.
Oh no, she's definitely fucking with her at this point, for sure. But like, she knows that the ultimate goal is to have her killed. So she's just like, can we not play this fucking game? Can we just do like, if you're here to kill me, just kill me, so we can be done. Like, I'm not. I don't even hear you want to say one more word. Like that's how little she has give a fucks about anything coming out of Cutter's mouth. It's amazing.
I did like the beat with Cutter right when the sheriff's like, oh, I need to get the files of the victims. We can start from the beginning to, interrogate Erica. And he's leaving the room, and Charlotte just goes, and she grabs his head and just slams him in the door. The art is fantastic.
She needs him still, and she can't let him like walk outside because he'll see all the fucking dead bodies. Yeah. So she needs to keep up the dumb facade that she's created. She's like, well, I gotta smash his head against the door. But can't have him walking out of the door.
She slams his head once, pulls it back. There's a huge stream of blood coming off his nose. Slams it again, pulls it back, slams him a
third time. Yeah.
And then his face is just his face is just up against the door, and like blood just like streaking down.
Yeah.
And then she goes, Good, now it's just us girls. And that was one of my favorite beats. It was so good.
Fucking Charlotte is fucking insane.
She's insane. It's great. What the one thing?
Worse.
So another when Erica leaves, she kind of one of the deputies was out getting coffee, so he didn't get killed.
Bill.
So she kind of tells them, I didn't do this. Charlotte's evil. Call from a phone that isn't yours or in the office and confirm with Interpol, kind of intimating that, the houses have tapped all their personal phones.
Yeah.
How do you call Interpol? Like, how do you call
I don't know. I guess it's an 800 number. I don't know how you do that.
Forever.
So she tells the guard, Charlotte really did this. Why don't you try to confirm, whatever? And she leaves. And this is the part I didn't get is why would Charlotte leave Dolly vulnerable like that for Erica to take if she's that obsessed with it?
I
don't think
know.
I have to assume it was based on her like naivete almost that Erica would.
She just thought Erica would run
left,
away,
but then
also,
yeah, I think she thought Erica was going to be like, oh shit, I gotta go and just leave. I bet she was shocked that Erica went and got the kid and the aunt and Ricky. I bet she was like, oh, I wasn't expecting her to care about that.
I'm still, and I don't, this isn't a complaint, but I'm still completely confused about what the purpose of the totem is.
I don't, at this point in the story, I don't think we totally know how. I mean, I think you're supposed to assume that the monster they manifested, part of the process is somehow trapping it in a totem, and that gives you some kind of ability.
What it is.
But I don't know more than that. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm assuming
it's having a serial killer in your pocket to hunt down serial killers. That's all.
It's your little Hannibal Lecter, right? A little Hannibal Lecter.
It's your own little I also think it's a mental game that the Order plays with their minions. That by having this thing that killed your family, with you all the time, keeps you strong or whatever. Keeps you keeps you motivated, keeps you hunting monsters. Kind of thing. You don't question things, I think.
Well, because it's just, I guess Charlotte's just insane because Erica has been separated from the octopus and has been fine. But Charlotte realizes,
Charlotte's psychotically dependent.
Maybe Charlotte's insane. I don't know. Maybe she's.
I don't know, Patrick.
Maybe she's still out of her head.
But so Erica takes Ricky.
Yeah, taking Dolly was a big.
And Gabi and takes Dolly, and later Charlotte's going to lose her shit, but we don't get there yet. The next big beat in this volume is Big Gary's funeral. And it's all the House of Slaughter at the funeral, and Cecilia and the dragon have a talk, and Cecilia's insane. I love Cecilia. In this scene, and then the next volume, when she goes to New Mexico, she's amazing. So basically, the TLDR version of it is Cecilia's complaining to the dragon about Charlotte Cutter, like she killed Gary, she killed one of ours. What the hell is going on here? And the dragon is kind of saying, I'm dying. Someone will need to take my place. Someone will need to act like a dragon. And a dragon has to do things like plan ahead, always be, chess moves ahead, and says things like, do we really care whether Charlotte and or Erica survive? Do we, does it work for us if one or none of them survive? Like he's kind of planting the seeds.
He kind of puts a seed in her that's like there's an avenue that exists that Erica comes back into the fold and is your Black Mask and you're the dragon. And he's trying to get her to move in that. And she's like, well, Erica wouldn't, if she was on the council or whatever, and she would never vote me into that being the dragon. He's like, well, maybe you could become the dragon first and then bring her back in, kind of thing. And he's like, why don't you just see who survives? Kind of he's like, why don't you just, he's like, but also you could maybe nudge it in a certain direction if you so chose, he's very not manipulative, but it's just kind of going,
well, he's the options.
Mentoring. And if you think, yes, he's mentoring her, not manipulating her. He's kind of going if you're going to be me, which I kind of want you to be, you need to think these things through the way I think them through. And this is kind of what I'm thinking, and she's like, okay, interesting.
And then the last thing he says is a dragon acts. is
Yeah.
like that's the big thing he said, and so because of that, she then she goes to New Mexico
she starts making moves,
and takes
I think
action,
and again I think Cecilia is the kind of person who would not necessarily have done. It's not that she's incapable of acting, it's that she respects the order so much that she wouldn't do anything outside of what he deems okay, sort of, because she respects his position so much as the dragon, as the head of her house, like and I think that's interesting that he kind of goes, well, what if you started acting like a dragon, and that's how you're going to become a dragon, is you start acting like one, number one, and number two, maybe nudge in this direction, and I won't be upset per se. Also, I might not even be around. Kind of. It's very interesting. They're
and also the dragon is very. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Patrick. You were.
No, I was just going to say these conversations between Cecilia and the dragon are some of my favorite bits of the storyline, and it kind of goes back to what I said. This is when I kind of like made the connection with the similarities and differences with Erica and Charlotte was based on this conversation. Because it's not just the House of Slaughter. He's basically saying the Order considers Erica and Charlotte as they're both badass Black Masks, but they're both risking Order secrets because Erica will go out of her way to expose a secret to save one child, whereas Charlotte's on the other spectrum. She'll go out of her way to murder a child.
To murder anyone.
To murder anyone.
Not care if it's
something. Yeah. Both of them, he's like, the Order assigned Charlotte Cutter to go after Erica because they don't give a fuck who takes out who, as long as one of them is out. So it's not. He's saying it's not just the House of Slaughter. He's like, the Order in general doesn't care what happens.
Yeah.
But then he's like, my opinion is you help Erica because she's not insane, and then you have her. You bring her back into our house, and that strengthens our house. And I just loved all the politics of it. And
but I don't. The one thing about the older dragon I'd say is I don't think he specifically said bring Erica, because towards the end of it, Cecilia makes a point that, well, if Erica's the Black Mask on the council, I'll never be voted dragon. And he says something like, yes, that's definitely something you have to figure out. Like I think he's not necessarily saying Erica.
He's not, but he's also saying like, but what if you were voted into as the dragon before you brought her back in officially?
Well, I think he's saying like, what if both died? I think he's more saying, what if just everybody died? Wouldn't that also be convenient?
Also,
I think he wants Erica back. He wants Erica back.
That's what I got too, Al. It was more like he was saying, like, go ahead, Patty.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it does seem like Erica being back
to
would
me,
be his
he's
number
just
one
saying
choice.
Maybe don't bring her back in until you're voted into being the dragon, because she'd never vote for you or whatever. But what he's saying, like, but once you are the dragon, she'd be a very strong person to bring back in the. Don't they even intimate that maybe Gabby could be her apprentice or whatever at that point?
Well, Cecilia does when she goes there, but the dragon says we have no Black Mask suitable to hunt her ourselves. That is very unusual. It's a weakness we allowed in our house for far too long. Cecilia says, I've already set out to fix that. And she's talking about Maxine. And he goes, time is not on our side. Like, Maxine's nowhere near ready to be a Black Mask.
Right.
Erica is our only option to look strong. If you get the Black Mask who killed Charlotte Cutter into our house, we're going to reestablish ourselves as one of the strongest.
If you can bring Erica back into the fold, that strengthens us. That's what he's saying.
Because they're talking about the fact that they're the Chicago house.
If you can rein her in, it's a show of strength.
And there's apparently a New York house that's like vying for dominance of the United States. So he's like, you need to go get Erica and convince her to come back to the House of Slaughter.
I don't know. The end of the conversation made me think that he's not quite saying you have to bring Erica back, but I think he was saying you have to do what you need to do to be dragon.
Yeah,
I think that's more what he's saying.
But to Patty's point, this is why I disagree with you. To Patty's point, he's very specifically saying like what makes a house strong and what makes a house weak, and he's
but here's the
referencing her as a moment as a piece of strength.
Okay, but here's the end of the conversation. I wouldn't sit at the head of a council with her on it, her being Erica. The dragon says, no, I wouldn't think so. I can't imagine that she would ever vote to raise you to the head of the house, all that bad blood. and it needs to be unanimous, as you know. So then Cecilia says, "What are you trying here?" And the dragon says, "I've already told you, I'm trying to make you think like a dragon and not just some common monster. If you plan on making a move, make it quickly and deliberately. A dragon does not hesitate, a dragon acts." So again, he's saying, you're right. If Erica's on the council, you will never be dragon. A dragon acts, go act. So I think
I saw it completely differently. I thought he said, "Don't be a common monster, be a dragon. You need to figure out a way to get Erica to come back and vote for you as dragon. Like you need to start thinking more cleverly and figuring out, because she's our only option right now."
Okay, yeah, I didn't really read, but that's fine. I mean, that's fine. I think it's supposed to be ambiguous.
Oh yeah, somewhat. It's not. But I didn't. Well, I mean, that's how the dragon speaks. Like, it's very open-ended, and you have to kind of interpret it. But I feel like, based on Cecilia's interpretations, like that's kind of what he was saying.
I mean, I think either way, he's saying that Cutter bitch needs to die.
I think that part is that's very true. But I think the more important thing here is that he's saying, "I basically want you to step in for me when I'm gone. You know, I want you to be the next me." Yeah. That being said, you need to start thinking how I think now to get there, you know, and like whether that means bringing her in or not, or whatever that entails, like you need to start moving pieces on the board and stop being a piece on the board yourself, you know?
Yeah. And then the rest of the volume ends with, so Erica, Ricky, and Gabby are kind of at a horse ranch getting a plan together and training, and the duplicity attacks again. There's two more kids who, even though multiple people have died at Hot Springs, teenagers are still sneaking into Hot Springs.
It's like a town of 200 people, and like 50 people have died in Hot Springs, and kids are still like,
and kids are still sneaking in there. It's
Can we talk about "I want my fucking dolly" screamed at the top?
She wants her dolly.
Yeah.
She wants her dolly.
So
she
good.
Loses her fucking mind. She loses it. She can't keep like a coherent thought. It's almost like she's drunk. Like she's like in the next issue as
and
well,
the police department is still like, well, I guess she's Interpol. It's like, at what point do you realize maybe she's look at this like mirror, she's doing insane like looking in the punching mirrors.
I was trying to figure out what this reminds me of. She puts putting on the bandana like helps her calm down. Like she's
becoming the killer. It's the monster. Yeah, it like helps her calm her. It calms her almost. Yeah, like this whole facade that she's putting on, pretending to be part of Interpol, is like unraveling, and she can't handle it because she can't imagine what could be happening to Dolly while she's not around or whatever. You know, or rather in the possession of Erica. So she's starting to freak out. But then she's like, "Get it together," like smashing mirrors and like dies. Yes. We'll just start killing. You know, like I don't know. Like it's.
I also another
lunatic.
point I like about Charlotte visually, and I don't know if this was Tynion's direction or Dell'Edera doing it himself, but I like how she's, even though she's like jacked and scary and murderous, she's also very dainty in movements. Like she'll have tea with Dolly. She'll bend over to pick something up, like kind of very ballet-like, with just like straight legs as she moves down. So I just like the contrast of how she's like both butch and overpowering and terrifying, but also dainty in her movements.
I really like the way
kind of like a good mix of the two.
Werther draws the legs stiff-legged sometimes like that, like the way you were talking about her bending over. It has this like coiled muscle feeling to it. Like it's like she could spring at any moment, even though she's standing straight legged and bending over. I don't know. I thought that was really cool. But it's not just her. There's a lot of other moments too with other characters. But his ability to draw, and it's kind of what Patty was touching on with the clothing earlier. I like how you can always see the sinew, like the muscle of the people underneath all the baggy clothing sometimes too. Like you can he has a great way of conveying like, I don't know, the human body within the realm of the clothing.
And this big page of Charlotte from the side, I mean, apart from, of course, like the muscle definition, I mean, this is just perfection. But the way her smile and the mask is set up, I keep thinking of Venom, sort of. Like it looks like this
kind of Venom-y. It is kind of Venom-like.
sort of unhinged. It's like a Daredevil Venom.
There's
looking
also, I mean,
thing,
not that this matters a whole lot, but like, they all have the order tattoo on their bodies.
I was about to bring this up,
and hers is just ginormous and on her back, like
giant.
And it's not like they go out of their way to be like, here's her tattoo. It's just peeking out from under her shirt when she has like her shoulders open like that. But I just love how it's like, oh, that's what she chose. Of course she did. Yeah. I'll take the giant one that covers my entire back, not just like a little thing on my arm or whatever.
Like, I feel like what Erica's is on her forearm, maybe.
Yeah.
And then I feel like Aaron's was like on his hand or something. Like, usually they're just like a little,
I don't remember where Aaron's
tattoo.
was, but it was a smaller tattoo. Yeah.
So the fact that hers is just on her entire back, like it's enormous on her back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also
she's just bought. She's bought all in. She's all in.
And the scene it just later like on
hints to her psychology.
Yeah, and the scene later on where she, the same deputy that Erica kind of tipped, is making a call to check with Interpol, but she attacks him with a whip. But look here, this looks very kind of Venom / the Batman Who Laughs, kind of like an unhinged.
Oh yeah, the Batman Who Laughs. That's maybe
it's
what I'm
that kind of aesthetic.
That's what it's reminding me of.
Of sort of, yeah.
Also,
it's not Venom. It's Batman Who Laughs. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
She uses a whip. Like, that seems so painful. If you were to get cracked with a whip,
yeah,
it just seems like, god damn.
Do you all know what I would give to be in this position that this guard is in right here?
Really fat and overweight and spilled coffees and.
That's not what I was talking about, but
okay.
Yeah,
crying.
I would have kicked her in that left.
Is the crying involved?
So hard.
Is the crying involved?
Oh yeah, that's part of it.
All right, there'd be
sure.
tears. Okay,
for sure.
Okay, one. This is not about the story, but this is a fucked up thing that I noticed about myself, because I have this in hardcover. Most of the comics I read is digital. The amount of times I tried to zoom in on
the hardcover
was like frightening. It was like frightening. I did it like 5 times within like 30 minutes. I was like, and there was one time where I did it twice because I thought I just didn't hit. I was like, this is bad.
Oh man,
I'm trying to zoom in on details.
Maybe I swap. I swap between digital and hard copies so frequently that I'm like, that maybe I don't have that problem, or maybe I'm just old.
You know what though, Pat?
But I'm sure my kids would hold a real comic and be like,
I know.
The fuck?
The only thing though, Pat, if you'd been wearing the Meta Ray-Ban AR sunglasses, you probably could have zoomed in.
Also, why can't you just tap on a page and have it flip for you?
I don't know. I think like Phenomenon, weird. The John Travolta movie.
Okay, but as Charlotte is kind of rampaging around, Cecilia arrives and talks to Erica. And
yeah, but that's at the very end of this issue. But there's a little bit of real quick before we get into Cecilia, where the end of the last volume kind of has Erica and Ricky and Gabby kind of like, Erica brings them inside and kind of goes like, they're hiding away on this ranch that Ricky not owns, but has an ability to like go stay at a house or something. So they're hiding on this ranch, and she brings them inside, and she's like, "Here's my plan."
Oversees it for rich people.
Yeah, and it's
her
like
oversees it for rich people.
Yeah. But there's a bunch of maps on a table with little pins in it for all the like hot springs and stuff. And she's like, "Here's my plan," kind of thing. So like they're hiding out on this ranch to like kind of start their final showdown, so to speak. But their plan is to so that was the end of the last volume. Their plan is for Gabby to just go around to hot springs and just hang out in them while Ricky's there. And then it's just like they're dangling Gabby out for the monster, obviously, which is what Erica's done before, so it's not that shocking. But like, because she'll quote unquote protect her, but like the plan is to have her like relive her parent or her family dying while sitting in the water to kind of like bring those emotions back out, and that'll draw the monster.
Yeah.
But because that's the plan, it's just a hilarious sequences of events where Gabby's just hanging out in the hot tub while Ricky's making her relive this shit. And it's simultaneously works, but also at the same time, you're just like, this is a little strange. Just talk about your dead family. Hey, relax in the hot tub. Now talk about your dead family. Over and over again. So it's like multiple scenes of Gabby just sitting in a hot tub while, talking about her dead family. Cecilia arrives.
So she brings a poison to Gabi, to Erica, that is going to kill the duplicitype. And she explained, this is my favorite Cecilia beat in this arc. So she's talking about how, this kills duplicitypes and they tested it and it causes way worse pain on a human. And Erica says, well, I'll wear gloves. Don't worry about that. And this is my favorite part. So Cecilia says, you're not hearing me, Erica. This should kill the duplicitype. But Charlotte Cutter, she will exist in a state of unbearable agony for the better part of an hour as her blood boils her from the inside out. Mm-hmm. So basically she's saying, like, I told you about how painful it is so you can use it on Charlotte because Cecilia wants revenge for Big Gary, who was... Cecilia was kind of in this
thruple,
kind of triangle thruple with Jessica and Big Gary.
And Gary,
yeah, kind of like Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura,
I don't know any.
And also Jiraiya and Orochimaru and
Tsunade. I was going to say
that kind of
Cecilia's fit is very like Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho.
It is very like appropriating Asia.
I will say the Erica Cecilia argument was good because it did make me want to know what happened to Jessica, because Erica said you as good as killed Big Gary just like you killed Jessica, and Cecilia said, I'll never forgive myself for what happened to her. I'll never forgive you either. So I'm like, what the fuck happened to Jessica? Because it sounds like both of them were at fault for her dying.
Well, I guess we'll find out. Yeah.
Because then, like, there's a scene because Cecilia goes straight. It's very Charlotte Cutter. The art. She says, I wish any of the monsters you've killed over the last year had gotten to your neck and ripped it open. I wish I never had to think of you again. Like, they really do hate each other.
They do. However, I want to say one thing. Cecilia says, it's my fault he's dead, all because I wanted you dead. And she said, why are you saying any of this to me, Cecilia? And she says, because a dragon acts. And I think it's not just her repeating the line. I think she's like seeding that thought into Erica now to be like, hey, maybe one day if we can see past our fucking dumb differences and you survive this dumb thing, like we can exist together because of our shared hatred for each other, but also, this can work if we make it work, kind of thing. But she's putting the little hint in there,
But I also like the same way, just real quick, Patrick, the same way Erica is, how we called her kind of efficient and how she just sort of rolls with things and pivots. I like how Cecilia is the same way, even when Erica puts up a barricade, she goes, okay, let's have a drink first. Forget it. Let's talk about this first. Put the bad blood aside. Let's kill this monster. They're both able to just kind of compartmentalize and like not worry about things they can't control or put to later the conflict. Like, let's have a drink first, then argue. Let's talk about the monster first, then go at each other. Even though they do clearly hate each other, they both have this kind of really hyper pragmatic side to them.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Pat. Sorry, with what you were going to say.
Oh no, just your favorite line about Cecilia talking about how painful being killed by the poison is. Like, the rug pull at the end is all I like. I thought about this a lot. Like, when we get to it, like that's a very important line about how painful it is to die from that toxin for a human.
Because another thing I want to say is what we've set up right now. What the audience thinks is this is all leading to is killing the duplicitype, poisoning and murdering Charlotte Cutter, Erica coming back into the fold as the Black Mask of the Council, and to this point, they've also talked about Gabby's potential.
Yeah,
because she's so clairvoyant with monsters.
Gabby, the house elf.
Gabby, we know the house elf. That maybe she could be a Black Mask in training. So basically, what at this point in time, what we're being led to believe is we're sort of headed towards Gabby's going to be training under Erica, who's back in the fold, and Cecilia's the dragon. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, I like the young old Big Gary flashback with.
I skipped over that. I didn't read it.
Yes, you did. You made a point about it earlier. You liar.
Didn't read it.
Anyway, it's a touching scene.
It's a touching scene.
Heartless monster.
Jessica.
Oh, by the way, Patrick, we need to have a side conversation. We're both equally in love with Erica Slaughter, and I thought Al was too. But did you see how fast he dropped her for Charlotte Cutter, the second?
I know.
I mean, she's clearly
immediately betrayed. He just went on to greener pastures. He's like, this one's the one for me. I want to wrap around my neck.
Yeah, Charlotte Cutter is greener pastures for sure.
Disagree. Erica Slaughter's the best. How dare you?
Okay.
How dare you? Silent monster, you monster. Anyway, big old young Gary is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome as her pseudo father type. He was a good guy.
Sure. Yeah, he kind of goes into the fact that Jessica was an alcoholic to deal with the fact she fights monsters and how she became an alcoholic because she held on to her humanity while doing that. And Cecilia was the opposite. She kind of basically let go of her humanity to become become the next dragon, pretty much.
All right, and so to get to basically the ending conflict, what happens is on their way back to the ranch after Gabby and Ricky have been baiting the duplicit type, Charlotte, our girl, sneaks into the back of their pickup truck.
Your girl, but yeah.
It's a covered bed, by the way, which is why you should always leave your pickup truck open for stuff like this. But she sneaks into the covered bed of the pickup truck. And when they get back to the ranch, Charlotte Cutter sneaks in, and she has a cool little. She takes Erica's dolly as revenge.
I like
this. Takes the octopus, and I like how she's like, "Oh, I bet I'll do this to Erica. You won't like that." And the octopus is just like, "You kill everybody."
Well, do you think there was
my
some
main
dialogue?
note from that issue is that wow, Erica's really bad with a bow and arrow, and you should probably change tactics.
Just stab
Which
her.
she does not.
She does not. She sticks to that bow and arrow, and it causes problems for her later.
Yeah, it does.
I thought it was an interesting beat because Charlotte Cutter grabs the octopus and she tells him to keep his mouth shut. And he says, "Why would I?" And she basically says, "I can free you. I might even let you eat her." And then do you think the octopus said anything else, or he was just quiet? Because then it's 3 panels of her throwing him on the ground. And then when Erica comes back, he just says to her, "I think you'll all be killed very soon now." And I kind of felt like that was the octopus's way of like telling Erica that like Cutter was
that. Yeah. So I feel they have the octopus and her have a very interesting relationship.
I don't think he was warning her at all.
I don't think he was though either. Yeah, if he was, I don't think Erica got the message because she definitely.
No. I think he was. I think the octopus was just saying, "I think you're all going to die." Period. Yeah. That's it.
I don't know. I do think there's bits of the octopus that actually cares for Erica at this point. And although it's constantly luring her into more problems while simultaneously helping her, it does sort of appreciate her on some level somehow.
Well, yeah, because it was trying to get her to leave town.
Yeah, it was trying to get, because it was like, if you die, I'm stuck here. Like I'm not gonna get out. Like it's not gonna get out, kind of thing. But like,
so yeah, and then we get to. I want to talk about. So the final confrontation is some pretty insane blocking and action movement. So we should. I mean, it's pretty incredible. First of all, that cover.
I mean,
of Charlotte.
Did you see that cover art?
Jesus Christ!
You see that cover art, Al?
Jesus Christ! Just from the back. Oh my God, she's amazing. But so the setup of what is pretty insane. So the setup is...
it's a crazy day here at Windswept Fields.
Ricky and Erica are out on the range waiting for the duplicit type to show up. And Erica's on a horse. Why? I'm not exactly sure how that helps you be a good archer, to be on a moving... but whatever.
You're fast.
But she's on a horse.
Yeah.
And Charlotte gets Gabby, and Gabby screams. And so Ricky goes to check on her. And... It's really well done because it keeps doing this back and forth. Like you can almost see if this was a movie, like the scenes going back and forth of like Erica trying to hold it together and focus on the monster, but looking back at like what's happening in the house. Are people screaming? What's going on? And Ricky going back and forth. Like the tension is like a solid knot. It's done
so
really well.
And they hear Gabby scream and they're like, well, maybe she's just screaming because she's Gabby, because she's screamed many times in this story arc. But then they hear it a second time and Ricky's like, fuck this, I'm going back. And basically the monster is arriving the exact same moment. So Erica's caught in this like, fuck, fuck, I need to kill this monster, but I really want to go back and help them, and now I'm worried, kind of moment. But she can't. I mean, on Ultimate,
and this is the monster looks
not
like
before
this,
trying to shoot the monster like 4 times and fails.
Yeah. Also, the monster looks like this. By the way, it looks like Erica with her gut getting torn open by an eye.
Yeah. Also, I love that the monster was just like walking through the streets, and people were like, "Oh shit!" and just closing their curtains and stuff. Like there was a brief like couple panels of the monster just moving through town because people can start to see it now.
Also, Ricky's pretty jacked too. I think she goes to the gym too. Right?
Yeah, they all go to the gym for sure. Ricky's cut like more so than Erica probably.
Right, but so Erica is failing to hit the monster, and eventually she hears enough screams to look back and sees that Charlotte Cutter is there holding Gabby. And this scene is, again, remember everything we talked about where this arc was going to wrap up as. So Erica shoots Charlotte Cutter with the poisoned arrow. Charlotte grabs it out of the air, twists Gabby, the child's arm around her, and stabs Gabby with the suffer poison. With a 1 hour of suffer poison.
Awful. When that happened, I was like, no fuck.
And that's the end of that issue. That's
it was like
you read that issue.
In your brain, you're like, maybe there's some way out of this.
Yeah.
It's like
maybe there's an antidote.
Maybe there's an antidote or something like insane, because that wasn't mentioned at all. There's no reason why you should think that. But I was still like, well, how do they save the girl? Like my brain's like, what about saving the child?
It's just the fact that Erica gave Charlotte the weapon to do that to Gab. Like she handed it over, kind of like.
Yeah, and we specifically know it's like a poison designed to be excruciatingly painful.
Yes, excruciatingly painful.
Well, it's a poison designed to kill a duplicitype, I think specifically, but then also for a human, it's excruciatingly painful.
Yeah, but so Erica.
Real quick art note though, like the monster just in general, I love we mentioned the eyeball in her belly or whatever, but like the fact that her like bandana is actual teeth and like it's spraying out from the blackness is like spraying outwards. It's so awesome. I love how the monster looks as Erica. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And you've got real Erica with a bandana of fake teeth on and riding around on a horse, and the monster Erica is just like and like screaming, and like the teeth are real, and it's so fucking great.
Anyway, and so Erica loses it when she sees
she gets serious for sure. The panel for throwing the bow and arrows down and jumping off the horse, and then she just wails on Cutter. She wails on her.
Yeah. But eventually Cutter gets the upper hand, and she uses the knife to pry out. We see like what looks like a little nail or pin.
Yeah, they've got like they
on Erica's temple.
She did it to. Didn't Erica do that to somebody in the first?
No, every single person. Yeah, he did it.
All of them have it.
Every single person in the order has that stone. It lets them see.
It's the thing that lets the adults see the monsters.
Yeah, but so Charlotte pries that off.
Out,
and then that activates Erica to fight back, and she does the classic move that I don't think anyone's done in real life, but happens in movies, which is the headbutt.
The headbutt, yeah.
I don't think anyone's in real life ever headbutted anybody, but
that's
in movies we love doing it. And the headbutt, that's effective.
Also, it's a well-placed headbutt. I mean, either the artist has played soccer or understands where to hit.
I fucking love the way the fight choreography, the way Erica moves. I fucking love. It's very like fire bending with the legs, like breakdance type stuff with the motion blur of how fast her legs are moving.
Little ultimate Captain America with the splits.
Yes,
in the kicking.
Yeah. And she beats the crap out of Charlotte, and eventually
she really does, man.
Out of her.
Eventually
she
finds
beats the crap out of her, and then shoves a knife into her side. Yeah.
And then finds a shovel and shovel to the face
and beats the shit out of her. It's amazing. She really beats the crap out of.
It's also
pretty bad.
And one thing that makes Gabby's, I guess at this point it's not a spoiler anymore, but one thing that makes Gabby's death even that much, I think that hit me even more, is that Gabby. So even though she was stabbed and is being poisoned.
Yeah,
and in an excruciating. She's an excruciating.
She was still badass enough to wriggle herself.
Yeah, she's like, "Fuck this!
Handcuffs.
I'm not gonna die like this." And she runs forward, to like basically offers herself to the monster so she can get eaten by the monster, and then therefore the poison would enter the monster. It's fucking horrifying.
The one thing that we kind of skipped over is that the gay aunt used to call Gabby. Ricky's talking to Gabby, and she's like, "What do you remember about your aunt?" And she's like, "Not much. She died when I was little, but I remember she used to call me a hurricane, and I really like that." And Ricky's like, "What are you doing?" And Gabby says, "I am a motherfucking hurricane woman," and she goes running off. It was just it was so good. So good. Yeah, she ran in. I thought at first she was just basically doing it so that Erica could see where the monster was.
That's what I thought too. Yeah, I wasn't sure she knew about the poison.
That's also one of my favorite panels. Is Erica, after having beaten the shit out of Charlotte, like looks up and kind of just breathes for a second, and then goes, "Oh fuck," like because she can't, like the monster's there, but it's like a shaky blur, and it's again the art is fantastic because like the monster's approaching, but she's like, "I can see it, sort of," and Erica's trying to fight it, and it's just not working out, and then Gabby's like in God knows how much pain, and says she can't see it, and that's what makes her like, and then also even within all that time, Erica's still like, "Get her the fuck out of here, Ricky," kind of thing, and she's like, "No, I can help," spurring on that whole event. But man,
but so she goes at the monster, and the monster bites her hands off, and because she's poisoned, the monster ingests the poison and dies. As does
fucking
Gabby.
Brutal.
Unfortunately, Gabby also dies.
So Gabby dies a horrible death, and Erica's cradling her body, and then Ricky's like, "Get the fuck off her!" And then basically, this is kind of what I was saying earlier about like maybe this will come back around at some point, because Ricky's in the back of the car with the sheriff, and she's basically like, I made her a promise, if anything happened to Gabby, and I'm going to keep that promise. I don't care where she is. I don't care what she's lost. I am going to find her, and I'm going to kill her. And I'm like, oh, fuck. So like, instead of being like this, let's fold back into the order and all this blah, blah, blah. And now I have an apprentice and all this shit. It's turned into, now I have a horrifying bloodthirsty enemy that's never going to stop at anything.
Well, also, so the state of, again, we thought we were going for Erica going to be the Black Mask, Gabby the apprentice. Instead, Gabby is dead. Erica can no longer see ghosts. And monsters. The duplicitype's dead body looks like Erica, so Cecilia is selling that as Erica is dead.
Well, she
which we didn't mention
Erica too.
Yeah, we skipped over that. But Cecilia was basically like, the dragon's plan is for you to come back and be a Black Mask. I don't want that. It'd be better off if you just like faked your death and went away. And that's pretty much what happened. Yeah. And then it ends with the Bill Bixby music, because Erica, even though she can't hunt monsters no more, is on a Greyhound bus.
Yeah, that's true.
Greyhound bus.
I don't normally do this, but we're going to do it this time. Let's discuss some artwork. Guys.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about the audio issue I've got ringing.
Not yet.
Okay.
Every once in a while I'll do this, but there's a plethora of fantastic covers. And if you're not on YouTube and you're listening to this on a podcast, I apologize. Go check it out on YouTube. But here's some of the alternate covers. I fucking love the one on the far right. I forget who did that one. There's there's some really good ones. This is not the best of them.
Oh, those are not fucking knives. Those are knives on Cutter's back. I thought they were just like corsets that were undone or something.
Oh no, they're like knives strapped to her back. Yeah, so she can.
I also thought they were just tight corset ropes.
There's two here. So Dan Mora's all over comic books recently with DC and stuff. So like he did the one on the far left that I really love. The one on the far right's kind of almost the same kind of image, but those are great. There's one right here. This I fucking love. Alvaro Martinez Bueno on the far left there with the chainsaw. So good. That's a good one. So good. The art like going up to both sides of like that's fantastic.
Also the SIKTC as if it were a chainsaw brand.
So good. The one in the middle is fantastic too. Also the one on the far left is another Dan Mora. Or far right, I'm sorry, is another Dan Mora. But yeah, like those were fantastic. And then the last bit here, we have another chainsaw, which is also really good. Just a different, not as stylized and crazy way.
No chainsaw in this arc, though.
Yeah, no, these are kind of like artists from, and this is our guy Cliff Chiang on the far right here from Wonder Woman, from New 52 Wonder Woman.
New 52, and Catwoman, Lonely City,
That's correct. But yeah, anyway, so usually I'm like, let's talk about art within, but I'm like, oh, there's so many good covers. I want to at least show them really quickly and discuss them. But yeah.
Okay, I've been having weird audio issues. I don't know if you hear.
I know,
like,
the whole
ringing
time.
wrist. Does this pass
the Bechdel test?
Does this pass the Bechdel test? The answer's probably no. This one does.
All over the place on that one. It does.
It does?
Yeah. Cecilia and Erica talk.
Cecilia and Erica talk. Cutter and Erica talk in the jail cell.
They all talk
for a
about
very
things that
long time
aren't
about
a
who they
man.
are as
They
people.
all talk about things that aren't a man.
I was being sarcastic. There's literally, Erica talks to Cecilia. Cecilia talks to Cutter.
Gabby
Cutter
and
talks to
Ricky
Erica.
talk all the time.
Gabby and Ricky talk. Gabby and Erica
There's a
talk.
flashback
Erica and
scene
Ricky
of
talk.
Ricky's backstory with her dead lover. It's fine.
Yeah.
There's tons of scenes.
Passes
So-
with flying. So good job,
Good
James.
Flying
Tynion.
colors. I would say
Tynion.
flying colors.
James,
Good
Tynion, keep
job,
up the
Jimmy
good work.
Tin.
Keep
Give
up
me
the good work.
good job,
Not
Jimmy Tin.
James Tynion the first. James
The
Tynion
fourth.
the
The fourth.
The first was
That's what I
a real
said.
piece
Jimmy
of
Tin
shit.
4. Right?
Yeah, the first was the scumbag, but the fourth
Total
was the great
scumbag.
James
The
Tynion.
fourth, yeah.
Anyway,
Also,
if you
we don't
guys couldn't
really-
tell, our second foray into Siktica is probably one of my favorite. I love this comic. It's like as a comic book that's like a new thing that's kind of relatively a new comic, but also just like being introduced to these kind of characters has been so fun. This is such a fun book. I can't recommend this enough. I guess we're talking about recommendations, are we?
Yeah.
We can't. I mean, I also recommend. I mean, this is again. You can't put this book down. It's great, and
It's
this arc is even
it's
better.
definitely
than
a
the first
binge-worthy book. Reading this issue by issue after this arc was brutal. And I need to reread it because it's like the issues after this. I mean, but like, man, it's tough to read this month by month. Like,
and the only thing I'll add is
it's
we don't
such a
really
good book.
we don't really talk about Zack Snyder's Zeus from Justice League anymore, who is a human cut from marble and should not be in our realm.
The Snyder's,
but
the Snyder's scale?
Charlotte Cutter is on a whole different scale of perfection. She blows Zeus out of the waters.
It's like an X and Y.
Have you seen him? Have you seen him?
He's on
Have you seen her?
X-axis and she's on the Y-axis.
No, I think it'd be the other way. He should be on the Y, right? As the male, he should be on the Y-axis. She should be on the okay. But I recommend it. I honestly,
that's not how it works. It's a scale of 1 to 10. I don't know what you guys are talking about. And, I don't know. She's a 5.
She's up there.
Okay, Pat, do you recommend it? How do you feel about it?
I don't. I fucking hated this book.
I'm
just kidding.
I knew it. I knew it.
Plot twist.
It was amazing. I have both hardcovers, and I'll be buying the third hardcover when it comes out. Very good. Yes, highly recommend. It's very refreshing from all the DC, Marvel, 80 years of bullshit slop trying to keep up with. I like it. I think if comics were to survive, it's like these are the kind of comics we need to compete with manga that has a character that grows throughout several arcs.
I think that's a spectacular way of saying
rebooted.
it. If comics are to survive, it's with stories like this and characters like this that are
No. The way for comics to survive is to keep rebooting into absolute and ultimate gritty universe.
Oh, you're right. That's what we should do. You know what?
Fold that back into whatever works.
If all of the X-Men books went back to issue number 1 again.
Oh, that would be great.
That would make so much sense.
Can you imagine if we had a Spider-Man issue 1? How much that would sell?
God.
That would be
I know, and
we
need it, we need it. You know why? Because like, if you're a new reader, you don't know where to get on, you don't know where to jump on board. But if there's a number 1 every year, you still don't know because there's so many number 1s out there. You don't know where the beginning is.
Yeah. Also, what would be great is if that number 1 release would coincide with the new Spider-Man Brand New Day film coming out this summer. That would be great because that's the real synergy of product that would.
That's the way
It's
to do
really
it, I think.
narratively.
Oh, well,
driven.
we've solved it. We won comics. We've solved it,
done
I
it.
think.
We
did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. That was the Mobius Couch.
That was something is killing the children. Good journey, Coucher. See you later.
Goodbye.